As foreigners and exiles, as citizens of heaven, we live among a hostile people. And our loyalties are not to a government, a country, or even a way of life. Our loyalties are to a God who calls us into a relationship with Himself for the purposes of abundant living. And true freedom comes not from where you are, but whose you are. In many ways, we live in a post-Christian society. We no longer have the stump in the marketplace. We are no longer the predominant influence for morals and values and right living in our country. It is a post-Christian society. It is viewed as irrelevant, no bearing on the way that those in our country live their lives. Some might even consider it an anti-Christian society. What are the foreign characteristics of citizens of heaven? Humility, generosity, understanding, submission, obedience, compassion, forgiveness, mercy, grace, love, peace, joy. And these characteristics are foreign in the world in which we live. God essentially asked and answered this question through the prophet Micah. What does the Lord require of you? What does the Lord require of you? To act justly, to love mercy, and walk humbly with your God. And often our morals and our values as citizens of heaven, they conflict with the morals and values of the world in which we find ourselves, and our loyalties are tested. Whom do we trust? Whom do we follow? And sometimes we feel like all we can do is do what? Endure and survive. But I want to remind you that we have been set free. And we were not made simply to endure and survive. We were made to prosper and thrive. We live amongst hostile adversaries. We have two choices. We can whine and complain about how it's not fair and woe is me. The world's going to hell in a handbasket, and every generation has said this next generation behind them is the worst, godless ever, right? Or we can live out our faith in a positive way in an attempt to influence and impact our world. I was looking